Hi everyone, it's Mads from Denim Blether, and today I'm joined by Steve Overland from FM. How are you?
I'm very well, Maddie. How are you? You okay?
I'm good, thank you.
Long
So the
time no
last time
see.
I know, last time I saw you
Yeah,
guys was what, nearly 2 years ago. It's mad, isn't it? So
it
how
is.
did you
Yeah,
keep yourself busy through the lockdowns and all the madness that we've seen in the last sort of 18 months?
it's been absolutely mad, really, Maddie. I've been busier than I've ever been. I mean, when it first kicked in, we were out in Los Angeles shooting a couple of videos out there, and all of a sudden we got a call from our management saying, "You've got to get home. You've got to get home." And we're like, "Why?" And they're saying, "Well, this COVID-19 thing is getting worse over here. So unless you come home now, we were due to fly into Australia to do a festival." Um, So we had to get back. So we came back, and within 2 weeks, all of the whole touring schedule and everything we were meant to be doing had all gone. Nothing. Couldn't do anything for. So it was a bit weird the first sort of 2 weeks thinking what's going to happen, and then things started. I guess, and I really enjoyed the first month not having to do anything. It was great. And then projects started coming in. I started working on new records, and I've made with various things, and made about 5 albums during lockdown that are not out yet. These are all different things for all different directions of music. And so I still am finishing some of those things, and it's just been mad. It's been fantastic. I mean, I didn't realize they're in such demand. It's brilliant. Normally people don't bother with me, but when I'm not out on the road, it's been very busy. It's been great, really enjoyable.
Yeah. So you got back to your first show with FM in July, I believe. So how
Yeah.
did it feel to get back on stage after such a long time kind of away from live performances?
Strange, very strange. I mean, the funny thing was, obviously we had, since the LA thing, we just kept in touch via Zoom and phone. And we sort of met up for a rehearsal for the show. It was the Derbyshire bikers thing we did, wasn't it? Yeah. And we thought, crikey, and we went in and we played the songs. And to be, to be honest with you, I stood there, they started Life as a Highway, and I'm like, nope, no idea how this goes. Not the foggiest idea, how the melody went or anything. I just stood there like this. Anybody give me a clue? And because I'd done so much other stuff during the lockdown period, and but within an hour, we kind of run the set, and it's like any job. If you've done it for as long as we have, it's just a refresher course, really. So we did a couple of rehearsals, and it was amazing because it was really packed. It was a great show, and I remember standing on the side of the stage, and Lloyd, our guitar tech, was with me, and he said, waiting for me to go on. The band had already started. He said, "Are you not nervous? You haven't done it for a year and a half, 2 years." And I'm like, "I'm not really." And it was like I just went out, and it was a bit like the last year and a half hadn't happened really for the whole band. We just got back into what it was, and we were FM again, and that was it really. It was really strange
Yeah.
how it's just all comes back and you just get on with it.
Yeah, well,
It's
it's
great.
great to see live music back. So you
Exactly.
guys have just got back from France as well, haven't you? So how
Yeah,
was that for you?
that was fantastic actually. We sort of because obviously next year a lot of the shows we had and tours we had have all been rolled over to 22. So basically I think this trip was just like a tester to see how easy it was to go and tour in Europe now with Brexit and all the other stuff and COVID. So we thought, these dates were in, and the promoters were really keen for us to do them. One was a small festival, which was sold out, which was great, which we headlined. And another one was a gig we do every time we go to Europe, which is Pacific Rock in Cergy near Paris. And both gigs were really busy. And because you don't know, do you? I mean, after all of this, and I don't know how people are with getting back to normal in France. We had no idea. But it seems everybody just wants, like you just said, to go and see the bands they love. They want to go to the shows and get back to normal as much as they can, as quickly as they can, And the gigs went fantastically well. I mean, it absolutely killed us because, we went on the Eurotunnel. So we were driving in a tour bus. And, it's weird. That's the weirdest thing about it is that we used to be like a walk in the park, traveling for 6 weeks, traveling across Europe but we were all like, God, by the end, by the time we got back on Monday night, everybody was asleep in the bus like a bunch of old men. But it was really enjoyable. and I can't wait to you know, we're breaking ourselves in gently. We've got a short British tour next month, and we're just doing it bit by bit. And then next month it's flat out. It's flat out. Lots of dates. I think in the European tour I've got 9 shows in 10 days, which is a lot of shows. So we'll see if I'm alive after those, you know.
Now, everyone knows you've got an amazing voice. So how did it feel, you know, performing live again with it after sort of not, I guess maybe because you've done some more sort of studio stuff through lockdown, maybe it wasn't so bad for you, but how did you find that kind of going back to live performances?
It's different. I mean, as you say, I mean, I've sung on numerous records and I've done sessions all the way through this, but I mean, doing a live gig's completely different. You've got the full row of the band behind you and you have to really project more. When you're in the studio, it's much more controlled. I can do what I want. I can hear it properly, you know, and it was great. I enjoyed it. It was a bit like I hadn't pushed my voice that hard in a year and a half. I hadn't needed to, you know, but it seemed to work, which is the main thing over the 3 shows. So, you know, thank God everything seems to be as it was before all this kicked in, you know.
That's great to hear. So as you mentioned there, you guys have got some more shows obviously between now and the end of the year. And I particularly wanted to talk to you about your headline slot at this year's Monster Fest in Inverness. I believe it's your first ever trip to the Scottish Highlands, so you must be looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am really looking forward to it. It's been there for a while, and it's like, as I say, we've not played. I don't think we've ever played near there, have we? I don't think it's sort of, but so really looking forward to it. I mean, the great thing about this little tour is, along with Monster Fest, they're all gigs at unusual places like Chester and Blackpool, and you normally would do the major cities. So it's really nice to go out and do some different places. It'll be great. Really looking forward to it.
Oh, it's a great festival.
You know, so, yeah. Oh, good. I'm excited. I can't wait. I mean, you know, I mean, we're not doing the European dates on that tour, so we're now only doing the British dates. So I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be grateful.
Yeah, we can't wait to see you up there. So it's looking like you've also got a busy time ahead of you going into next year as well. So you must be looking forward to having such a big solid run of live dates as well next year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're now finishing a new album. We're in the latter stages of a new album. And we can't wait. I mean, it's like, it was really, you know what, you know me, so you know what, I'm like, somebody said to me, I didn't know what we were doing next year. Well, I happened to be down the pub and somebody said to me, an old friend of mine, he said, God, Steve, he said, you're busy next year, aren't you? I went, am I? So he got his phone and said, yes, look. I went, oh, God, man. You know, and it's endless. I mean, that first block will probably just be the start of it, Maddie, you know, and that will go on and on for the year because everything's been moved. So, but yeah, very busy. Big European tour, which we haven't done for a few years. A great British tour doing all the major places again. It'll be great. I can't wait. Really excited. It would just be nice to have that feeling of, well, being able to see, because our fans are a bit like old friends, like yourself and your family, and you know, and it's like it'd be lovely to see a lot of those people again, you know, and get back out there. So that it does seem like, even when we did the ones we've done, it seemed like the last year and a half hadn't happened. You're immediately back into your comfy shoes and back where you belong. And so I'm just looking forward to getting back to normal and being able to move forward and put all this behind us, hopefully, you know.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We can't wait. So lastly, many people know that you work on a lot of different projects. You touched on it earlier as well. What else have you got coming up that fans might like to know about?
Wow, how long have you got? I've got rock music wise. I've done a new album with Lone Rider, which is Simon Kirke from Bad Company and Free, and Chris Charles from Thunder, and Steve Morris, an old friend of mine who I've done lots of things with. Another really stripped back Bad Company style album, produced like a 70s record. It sounds great. I think it's better than the first one. I'm really proud of it. It's a fantastic record. Songs are really strong. New Groundbreaker record was about to come out, which I did with not with Robert Sal this time, unfortunately. Robert was busy. He's doing other things with his, but I'm actually doing a little bit of work with Robert now because we're old friends. So but he wasn't involved in that project. Me and Alessandro put this new thing together. It's the same bass player and drummer, but that's come out great. It's had a really great response from the record company. That's out soon. I've just finished 2 videos for that. Wow. new FM record, which is now being mixed. I've done a record which is probably not for your site, but I've done a record that I've always wanted to make with a guy called Tony Remy, who was the guitarist in the Crusaders and played with Annie Lennox for 12 years. He's played with Craig David. He's played with everybody. He's like one of the top jazz funk guitar players. Well, I think in the world, but he gets voted it year after year. So that's a bit more of me going back to my proper roots, which is like, you know, Stevie Wonder, that kind of thing, different kind of singing, but you'll still know it's me, but it's just not quite so shouty and raspy as it normally is, you know. But various things. I wrote an album in Cape Verde for a band I'm in called the Stax Band, which is part of Simply Red, and that's also a soul pop record. Everything, you know, just they're all waiting to be released, so they're lined up, and I've just got to hold them back. And I've just finished my part on another record with somebody that I haven't worked with before, who has turned out great. It's two different people from different styles of rock music. He's from, you know, detuned guitars, real heavy tunes, and he approached me to do a record because he wanted a Paul Rodgers kind of singer on his stuff, which is a great combination. So I said, I'll do one song. If you like it, we'll do the rest of it, you know. And I had no intention of singing on the record, but I did one song called Humankind, and the record company, and he just freaked out and loved it. So I ended up being on that as well. So that's we're now having the other musicians play on that. So it's endless, Maddie, at the moment. It just goes on and on and on, which is great for me because I'm no whippersnapper anymore, but work just keeps coming, which is great, you know, which I'm really enjoying.
So lots of good things coming. That's great to hear.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for chatting. We look forward to seeing you at Monsterfest next month. Guys, make sure you check out FM and come back to Denim and Blether for more. Bye.
See you. Bye-bye. Bye.